Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from Your Overwatch. I'm Eddie the Chump, and today we're going to talk about the Ana buff that went up on the PTR yesterday, as well as one that's planned for the near future. In addition to that, we're going to talk about the planned PTR nerf for Brigitte, as she's quite the hot topic right now, particularly when it comes to her CC abilities, and Blizzard's response to that is quite telling. But first things first, let's deal with that Ana PTR buff. Ana's healing dart will now pass through teammates that are already at full HP. Now this has a couple of applications. The obvious one is that it will help her be more efficient, not only at healing big groups of her own teammates, but also healing through them. What I mean by that is, a big tank standing between you and a friendly teammate off in the distance will no longer absorb potentially vital heals for them. Her shots will also pass through a fully healed teammate to do damage if they hit an enemy target. This is obviously the change that required the new tech that Jeff mentioned in his post yesterday. It might appear somewhat minor, but if you've ever put a decent amount of time into Ana, I think you can immediately see the potential of this change. There's just so much stuff in the game that gets in the way of Ana doing her job. She doesn't need her own fully healed teammates contributing to that as well. Now also at the same time on the PTR, Ana was allowed to nano herself in deathmatch or modes where you don't have any teammates, like the training range. On a personal level, that is music to my ears. DM is actually very good practice for Ana, and it made no sense that she was like the only hero in the game that couldn't use her ult. However, I can't be the only person in the universe who sees the idea of her being able to nano herself, admittedly in this very small context, and thinks maybe she should just be able to do that in the rest of the game as a whole. Now what Nano does to Ana right now could be considered a massive waste of that ultimate. Sure, the damage resistance is pretty good, but I think a Genji blade might be a better target for the damage boost. So just for fun, Liam and I were talking and coming up with some ideas for what Nano could do to Ana if she did choose to use it on herself in a real match. What if, when Ana was self-nanoed, she had double the healing power, along with the 50% damage and damage resistance benefits? Or you could make it so that when she activated the ultimate, it would halve the cooldowns on her abilities. So for example, you might use Bionade, then nano yourself, and you'd have another Bionade back before Nano expired. There are definitely situations that happen in game where you surviving and sustaining your teammates would help win a fight where maybe a preferred target for your Nano has already died or is too far away from respawn. I like the idea of giving Ana a little bit more overall dexterity, and Blizzard developing self-nano into an actual thing would certainly help with that. Another thing that will definitely help her is the planned buff to increase her clip size from 10 to 14. Now apparently this was meant to go to the PTR already, but it didn't quite make it, so we'll just have to wait for the next round of changes. Now this news will please a lot of Ana players. The flow and pace of when you should reload as Ana can put a lot of pressure on the player, and in some cases can leave you without that vital healing shot at exactly the wrong time, especially if you're also doing things to try and help out your team in other ways, such as providing a hit scan threat to an enemy Pharah. Having more rounds in your mag will lessen that management pressure quite significantly. And to be honest, Ana's such a hard hero to play that we actually wouldn't even be opposed to her not having to reload ever. What's it gonna do? Make her shots easier to hit? All it would mean is that the best players would be able to access the maximum value with her. Exactly how a skill hero should work. You'll have to let me know how you feel about that one in the comments below. I'd actually be really interested to see what most of our fans think about that. While still talking about possible adjustments to Ana, I'd really like to bring up this post by Jeff Goodman. He was responding to someone who'd commented about the planned Ana improvements that they ignore one of her biggest problems, which is low self-healing and self-sustain, especially in comparison to other supports like Mercy or Moira. And Jeff's response is fascinating. There's a lot of general talk about Ana and her weaknesses in specific, but I'm gonna highlight this paragraph. Jeff says, when we want to buff a hero, sometimes it can be the right call to reduce these weaknesses. For example, if a weakness is just too overbearing, or a hero just has too many weaknesses compared to their strengths. But more often, we would rather amplify a hero's strengths and make the hero just better at what they do, which leaves their weaknesses still around for enemies to exploit and for allies to try and manage. I think that tells you a lot about how Blizzard wants to approach hero balance. Instead of quote-unquote fixing every hero, they'd much rather create an environment where each hero has their particular niche, and understanding that and picking the right hero at the right time becomes a core aspect to the skill of playing Overwatch. I think that's an excellent piece of perspective to keep in your mind, particularly when it applies to a relatively new hero like Brigitte, who Jeff also noted on the forums is getting another change coming to the PTR soon. Now the way Jeff says this is kind of funny because he says that they're increasing the cooldown on her shield bash by 20%, which sounds like a lot, but it effectively turns out to be 1 second. So her shield bash will have a new cooldown of 6, up from 5. He also says we'll keep an eye on her to make sure she's still in a good place, as the last thing we want to do is over-nerf her. I'm sure to some people watching this video, there's no way that you could over-nerf Brigitte. 6 seconds is still a very short time for arguably the best stun in the game, but remember what Jeff said. Brigitte does have very potent strengths, but she also has very exploitable weaknesses. Or as he's more popularly known, Junkrat. You'll have to let me know what you think about these changes in the comments below. I'm particularly interested in the ongoing conversation about Brigitte and her strength. Do you think this nerf is enough? Or have you been playing Rhine all week and been shield bashed out of every Earthshatter you've tried to land? For what it's worth, that's been happening to me a lot, but I still don't think that Brigitte is overpowered. A genuinely new playstyle does tend to rock the boat a little bit and upset people. Anyway, that's enough from me. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating. If you never want to miss another video of ours again, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in great company. And finally, please follow the Your Overwatch Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and other cool stuff. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time.